Hi everyone, I'm going to make some frames with windows for a project. So I've grabbed some packaging here. This is an old packet of tracing paper that someone gave me, and I'm going to use the frame punch board, and I'll make a few frames. And the project I'm working on at the moment is this little journal I've made with 6x6 papers. And so I want the frames to fit on these pages. So the size I'm after, their height is 5.5. So I want about 5 by about 3.5. So first I'm going to cut down my packaging. So there's my pieces, and then I'm just going to use this frame punch board to cut out a window, and I'm wanting to have probably about 3/4 of an inch as the frame. So this is already set. This is a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, and so I'm just going to pop in my card and punch. And then I take this little piece, lift this up and pop the frame in, and this also needs to be set at the same height, which is 1, 2, 3/4 of an inch, and then pop this little round bit into this runner here. And then I try to keep it consistent. I want it to cut as close to straight as I can. So I'm going to put this in the hole, and then try and straighten this piece so that it's directly in line, and then keep it straight while I cut. And if I do that, you can see I don't get any of the little nibs. So it's pretty good. This one's just got a little bit of a nib, and you can just trim that. There's my 3 frames. I'm going to keep these little pieces, and I'll show you what I do with those in a moment. Now, the project that I'm working on has rounded page edges, so I'm just going to quickly round the corners of these frames. And the project I'm working on is a vintage kind of theme, so I'm going to ink them. So on each frame, I've just cut the tracing paper to a similar size, just slightly smaller. And I'm going to place that on the back just using some double-sided tape. And then to decorate them, I've just dragged a couple of bits and pieces that I've had sitting on my desk. I've got some little, these are the small labels and stickers that are in the right colour theme. So I'm just going to find something that I like that will work. You can decorate these in any way that you like. I've got a little bit of lace here that might just cut a little bit of that off. Yeah, that looks okay. Oh, these are already stickers. So there's that one, and here's a couple of the others. So I've decorated this one just with a few of these little leaves and a tab that I've cut in half. That was one of these. I've just cut the number part off, and a sticker. And this one just with some paper that I've ruffled, a tab and a tag. And these two will go that way and this one will go sideways, and they will fit beautifully on a page in these journals. So these are the little pieces that come out when you punch from this little spot when you punch using the frame board, when you punch your frame out. And so what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to give them a bit of a distressed look just by rubbing them onto the stamp pad. And then I'm going to use these as page corners in my journal. Here's my journal. So on the back of, that's one of the frames in place, and it's lovely because it's got a nice big pocket. So on the corner of these pages I can just add these, and they will reinforce and decorate each of these pages here. I'll go and round the corners again once that ink is dry. So that looks really nice and serves a really good purpose as well. And then I'll just round that little tiny bit off. So there you are. It's a really nice way just to add a bit of a finishing touch and reinforce the pages. And then with these pieces, these were the pieces that cut out when I cut out the frame. This was what was left. So I've inked these up. These can be really nice if you have another punch. For example, if I make a circle punch, I'm just going to find the middle of this piece, which is about there, and then you can punch a circle out and then distress that, then I've got a little piece of scrap tracing paper that's left over, and that can just be glued onto the back. And that could be a nice little place just to have as glue it down the bottom here and have that as a little tuck spot on the side or on the bottom. So that's just a way to use the back piece as well.